All right, so you want to talk about music. Everyone always wants to talk about music, right?
Yes,
But like,
sure.
are we really listening? The stuff you sent over, well, it made me wonder, like, what is a hit these days?
Yeah, it's pretty wild out there.
No kidding. Okay, so we're going deep on two things. One, what's trending right now? And two, how come some songs blow up without ever even being on, like, the radio?
The mystery of the digital age.
For real. Okay, so first up, this behavior report, they analyze what's hot across all the streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, the whole shebang. And their list, well, it changes like every 5 minutes, but just to give you an idea, Coldplay, they're still killing it. Billie Eilish is back in a big way. And Bad Bunny is, well, inescapable, pretty much.
And see, that's what I find so interesting. It's
Yeah.
not just like one genre or one kind of artist anymore.
Right. It's global. It's pop. It's reggaeton. It's like there's something for everybody.
Yeah, and that just wasn't the case back in the day, back when radio DJs like chose what we heard. So all this variety, that's got to be the streaming effect, right?
100%. Streaming is like the great equalizer. Remember when you had to like wait for your favorite song to come on the radio and hope they didn't play the censored version?
Oh, the worst.
Right. Those days are long gone. You want K-pop? Done. Brazilian funk? No problem. You are in control of the soundtrack, which I think is really cool, honestly. It's opened up this whole world of music that a lot of people didn't even know existed before.
Which leads us to this wild article you send over.
Sure.
How a song can appear in DSP charts with zero airplay. Okay, seriously, how? Is there like a secret underground music society or something that we don't know about? It's more common than you think.
Yeah.
And it's honestly like revolutionized the music industry. The article, it breaks down how it works. And yeah, streaming is crazy powerful. Think about it. Remember when Lil Nas X, like Old Town Road?
Yeah.
This song came out of nowhere, right? And just dominated the charts. That's millions of streams, even without much radio play, at least at first.
Okay, that makes sense, I guess. But Lil Nas X is a pretty big name. What about somebody just starting out?
So imagine this. You've got like a musician in, I don't know, Iceland, right?
Huh.
And they write this like super catchy song and post it online. And then boom, it blows up on TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
People are using it for like dance challenges, cooking videos, everything. Millions, maybe even billions of streams later, and they're on the global charts. Their local radio station might not even know their name, but they've gone from like bedroom producer to international sensation.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. So it's not just like dumb luck or something, right? There's like actual strategy that goes into this whole zero airplay thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is where things get really interesting strategically. It's like the BEEHAVIO article was saying, you know, these platforms, they're like Spotify, YouTube. They're not just places to listen. They're like virtual stages, you know?
Okay, yeah, I'm following. So what's the game plan then?
Well, data. Data is huge. Like artists these days, they can see exactly who is listening, where they are, even what else they're into.
No way.
Yeah. So like they can target their ads with like laser precision. Like imagine you're a K-pop fan in like Brazil, right? And boom, there's an ad for this brand new artist straight from Seoul, and they're totally your vibe.
So instead of like crossing their fingers and hoping a radio DJ plays their song, they basically become their own street team, you know, putting up digital flyers in all the right spots.
It's even better than that because it's not just about getting your name out there. It's about building a community.
Yeah.
And the digital age, it's all about connection, right?
Like those super fans, the ones who like don't just listen to the music, they're making fan videos, sharing playlists, like they're part of the band.
Exactly. That kind of organic hype is gold. It's like, think about it, the difference between like seeing a billboard as you're driving past, right? Versus like a friend being like, dude, you have to hear this song.
And in a world with like a million distractions, that kind of recommendation from someone you trust, that's huge.
Totally. And here's where it gets wild, right? The algorithms, the platforms themselves, they see people going crazy for a song, and then they start showing it to even more people who might be into it, you know, based on their listening history.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it creates this snowball effect.
A snowball effect. Speaking of, what about collabs? Like, if you're an artist just starting out, wouldn't it be smart to team up with someone who's already got that huge following?
It's like a rite of passage these days. You get your music in front of a whole new audience.
Yeah.
And there's that like implied stamp of approval, like, hey, if you dig this artist and they're vibing with this artist well, maybe you should check them out too.
And what about music videos? They've always been around, right? But now it's not just MTV, it's YouTube, it's TikTok.
Oh, totally. It's about like cutting through the noise, right? Like grabbing people's attention. A killer music video, or even just like the perfect 15-second clip on TikTok can be all it takes to get people hooked.
So it's not just about like making a cool song anymore. It's got to be a whole experience.
Exactly. And sometimes, sometimes a song, it just hits at the right time. It captures this feeling, this mood, and suddenly it's like the sound of the summer, even if it's never like on the radio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. It's like sometimes a song just finds its people.
Exactly. And that's the thing about it. That's what radio could never do, That feeling of discovering something new and connecting with it, like on a personal level.
There's like this whole secret world of music opened up, right?
And you know who it's been huge for? Independent artists. They don't need that record deal anymore. Not as much anyway.
Right.
They can connect with their fans directly, build a following, even make a living. It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
It really is. So where does that leave us? Like, are we all going to end up just listening to our own little playlists, stuck in our own little bubbles, never even hearing anything new?
That's the big question, isn't it? It's like good news, bad news. Right. Good news is there's room for everything now.
Right.
Like niche genres. They can find a global audience, It's not just about what's playing on the radio in your town anymore.
Yeah, you're totally right. It's crazy. Like Mongolian throat singing could be the next big thing and we'd never even know unless the algorithm decides, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other side of it. What if we do all end up listening to the same stuff? The stuff the algorithm thinks we want to hear.
It's kind of scary when you put it like that. So are we doomed? Is that all, folks?
I don't think so. I'm optimistic.
Okay, good.
I think the important thing is to be curious. Don't just listen to what they tell you to. Seek out new stuff. Be open to different kinds of music. Ask your friends what they're listening to.
It's like the algorithm can be a starting point, but it shouldn't be the final word.
Right.
We still get to choose. And those choices, well, they kind of matter.
Every time you hit play, you're kind of shaping the future of music.
Whoa. Deep. Okay, so what's the takeaway for everyone listening out there?
Don't be afraid to explore.
Exactly. Don't just stick to what you know. There's a whole world of amazing music out there. Who knows? You might just discover the next big thing before it's cool.
Exactly.
Well, on that note, I think we've given everyone plenty to think about for one day.
I hope so.
This has been awesome. I'm seriously even more excited about music now than I was before, and that's saying something.
Me too. It's a wild world out there, but that's what makes it fun, right?
Absolutely. All right, until next time, keep those playlists fresh, and remember, you heard it here first.